more than 150 farm broadcasters and 500 NAFB members across the United States. Please welcome NAFB President Lindsay Hill.
I do want to start by acknowledging that I am here today thanks courtesy to a couple of very kind gentlemen from Nationwide Agribusiness who took pity on a lady in a skirt and offered me a ride to the convention when all other transportation was shut down, proving once again that Nationwide truly is on your side. Now, while all of you have been here in Atlanta, let me take a moment to share with you what's been happening in agriculture around the country. In front of hot air blew into Washington, D.C. last week when Congress convened for the first time, that warding off any ice storms there. Now, elsewhere, a coalition of farm groups led by the National Association of Wheat Growers have sent a joint letter to the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology to express their concern about how USDA's process to deregulate Roundup Ready alfalfa could threaten to undermine the U.S. government's science-based regulatory system. That letter saying that proposed restrictions for just one crop could negatively impact all producers of biotech crops for decades to come, and that non-scientific biotechnology regulations should not be created as part of USDA's environmental review process. Also, the American Farm Bureau Federation completing their latest market basket survey that's showing retail food prices at the supermarket increased slightly during the fourth quarter. The informal survey showing the total cost of 16 food items that can be used to prepare one or more meals increasing 80 cents, just about 2% from what we saw in the third quarter. The total average price for the 16 items up $4.07 at about 10% compared to what we saw a year ago. Bacon, eggs, whole milk, and sliced deli ham and bread increasing the most in terms of dollar value. And finally, I am glad to report that Mike Rowe did survive the media news conference just prior to this session. Reports indicate that he only suffered minor injuries after being tackled by a gaggle of female farm broadcasters, and he should be able to speak a little bit later on in the session. Now, for a look at what happened in the markets today. March corn up 12 on the day to close at 6.07. Your May contract closed at 6.15 1/2, up 11 3/4. March soybeans up 15 to 13.80. The May closing 14 3/4 higher at 13.88 1/2. January soybean meal up 8.90 to 3.68. January soy oil closed at 56.82, up 47 points. March wheat down 5.5 to 7.68 1/2. The May closing 5 3/4 lower at 7.96. In terms of cotton for our friends in the South, that closing at 143.28, up 268 points. On the livestock side, February live cattle up 57 to 106.95. April closing 90 higher at 111.45. January feeder cattle up 70 cents to 122.30. March settling at 123.42, up 67. February lean hogs up 27 to 79.70, and the April closed 60 higher at 84.65. As I wrap up, I would like to thank the American Farm Bureau Federation for their long-standing partnership and support of the National Association of Farm Broadcasting. I would also like to thank each of you for the work that you do every day, producing the feed, fuel, and fiber of America. It is indeed our privilege to come into your home each day on your radios, televisions, and computers and have the opportunity to share your stories. Make no mistake,